Sorry, I work off of notes, but you didn't pay to get in here, so I don't give a shit. I found mice in my house, so I went to the store to get some mouse traps, but I misread the package and I got moose traps. Now my house is full of a bunch of dead moose. Did y'all hear Jay-Z drop the hyphen from his name?
Yeah.
I haven't slept in days. I eat probiotic yogurt with antibiotics because Jamie Lee Curtis isn't the boss of me. Whenever I go to take a piss in a public restroom, I always pick the shortest urinal because one day I'm going to turn around and there's going to be an inpatient midget that has to pee. Doing a little dance. Slow and steady wins the race, unless it's actually a race. I love this guy's laugh. Over here, this is great. Y'all seen the new Miller Lite bottles? They have a vortex on the inside of the bottleneck to make it pour quickly and smooth. They also got a pop top on the top of their can to make sure it pours more quickly. Miller Lite needs to change their slogan to drink responsibly, but do it as fast as fucking possible. I bet you if Spider-Man was bit by a radioactive cicada instead, he would have just dug a hole and slept for 17 years. It's a really crappy superhero. I'll bet you Batman would die if he got punched once in the mouth. My one unarmored spot. How did you know? Why don't they call squids decapusses? Because they would be called decapie. That's right. That's right. You might be the least dumb audience I've ever had. That's awesome. I see a lot of Vietnam veterans with old Asian wives. Is that like a consolation prize or something? That's fucked up, guys. I don't trust female urologists. My mother warned me about women who devoted their entire higher education to dick. Smart crowd, I like you guys, that's awesome. I actually just realized I ate sushi earlier today and I didn't take a picture of it. I'll post one when it comes out. It's gonna throw my whole day off. Is your phone really going off sitting in the front row? You should take that. You should absolutely take that. It's worth calling her. She's a urologist. She's only 4? Are you a leap year baby? How's your mom? Tell her I said hi. Tell her where you are. Tell her where you are. You're sitting front row in a comedy club. Aww. mom hung up on her. That sucks.
Yes, do it.
Thank
I'm
you.
not with her.
We only just happen to be sitting at the same table.
Hardly.
Right.
What's in your beer?
These are olives in my beer. It's just like adding salt to a Corona. It's delicious. You should try it. You should also be a career counselor because you're good at telling other people what to do. I don't know if you practice this shit at home, but you are really good at interrupting. See, we gotta practice this. Obviously, I don't practice as much as some of the other guys, but that shit's distracting. Stop, please. Just enjoy the show. We love you. I'm sorry for yelling. The clerk at Speedway accidentally scanned my library card instead of my rewards card. Now I gotta bring this Snickers back in like a week and a half. Last joke, I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm going to tell you a little story about something that happens to me almost every day. I ride the bus, and shortly after I get on the bus, an older lady gets on just behind me, and she takes a shit in her Depends every day. I could almost set my watch to it. She takes a shit every day, somewhere after 28th Street, but before 36th Street. And she, you've seen it. She feels it coming too, because she leans forward, and she just fills them right up. And she's wearing a diaper, so it's okay. It's not really okay. Like, I can't shit in a public restroom when there's someone else in the room. God bless this woman. She does it on public transportation. That's moving. It's in motion. She's multitasking, right? But it's become part of my routine. I'm used to this. I'm ready for this to happen. It's part of my daily ritual. But sometimes she doesn't shit her pants. And that fucks me up. I don't know why, but this woman not shitting herself, it gets right under my skin. Is she okay? I don't know, but the important thing to remember out of all that, whether it be a woman shitting on a bus or someone talking in the front row of a comedy show, the important thing is not to get stressed off over something that ain't shit. My name's Jimmy. I need a ride home.
When you're a ginger, you have to do things differently in the world. If you're a ginger, for example, if you're a ginger and you decide when you're over at your parents' house for Thanksgiving to do a little manscaping over the toilet before you take a shower, make sure you remember to flush the toilet, okay? Especially if your 6-year-old niece is the one that's using the bathroom after you get out of there. This actually happened. Like, I was just leaving I took a shower, I forgot that it was in there. I'm just leaving the bathroom, she's going in, and as she gets to the toilet, I immediately realized, oh shit, I forgot to flush the toilet. So I ran over and hit the button, but she still caught a glimpse of this orange just going down the drain, right? And I didn't want her to, like, be scarred, so I thought of the first thing. She's like, what is that? And I'm like, it's your hamster. Shit, no wait, that's worse. So now she's crying, right? She's bawling her eyes out because she thinks I just flushed her dead hamster down the toilet. And my sister comes in, she's like, why is she crying? I'm like, I don't know, go talk to her, I gotta go. And she's like, where are you going? I'm like, I gotta go murder her hamster. She's like, I can't go back on it now. And for those of you that think that's mean, no, here's the deal. If I have to make a choice between having a conversation with my 6-year-old niece about death or what manscaping is, I'm sorry, but Nibbles is gonna die, all right? That's not even a question. So that was kind of awkward. I bought her another hamster, it's okay. Some of you might have heard this. They're coming out with some new Star Wars movies here in the next few years. We got some Star Wars fans. Clap if you're, yeah? Yeah. See, my goal is to continue doing comedy, but hopefully get famous enough, fast enough, where like I can pull a Samuel L. Jackson and get in one of those movies, right? Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome? Can you imagine a ginger Jedi? Or as I'd like to call it, a Ginjai, right? It would be amazing. I'll tell you this though, if there was Ginjai in the new movies, because they're planning on making 3 of them, I guarantee they would be able to scale that down to 1 movie, because you would definitely not need 3 movies to explain the saga of how a ginger Jedi went from the light side to the dark side of the Force, right? I mean, just think about it, because at some point that kid would be like, all right, hold on. So the way I understand it, I gotta make a choice between one of 2 destinies. I can either A, spend my whole life on a desert planet with no clouds and 2 suns, or you can wrap me up in a black leather suit from head to toe that no UV rays can get through, and I get to wear a helmet and never use sunscreen again? Sign me the fuck up, right? By the way, these are the goddamn droids you're looking for. If I can take them away, I will choke this old son of a bitch out right now if that gets me out of this goddamn sun.
I did see one time at the mall a fat chick that was wearing a shirt that said "Just do it." Just do it. I was thinking, man, fat chicks will do anything to get laid, won't they? Then I was thinking, I ain't doing so hot myself, so I've decided to come out with my own shirt. It's gonna say, "Hello, ladies. My name is Adam. Would one of you please tickle my tackle?" I'll settle for a hug. I'll settle for a hug. We can cuddle. You can just walk right next to me. We don't even have to touch hands. Just make it look like I'm attractive to people. If I can't make you laugh, I can make you sympathize with me. And by the way, I wouldn't mind dating a pregnant chick because I like milk.
That's good, because I am here as your living, breathing drunk test. If you look at me and you think that guy looks like Michael Moore met Stephen King, and then he ate them both, you're sober. What are you waiting for? Drink up, come on. But on the other hand, if you see me and you think, hey look, it's Janet Reno, I'm not telling you to quit, but you might want to slow down, try the food, whatever, even out the buzz. Now, here's the problem, people. If at any point during the show tonight you look at me and you turn to your friends and say, I don't know if that's a boy or a girl, but I want to hit it hard, you're drunk. Pour yourself a taxi and get home. Bad things are going to happen to you if you stay out, and I'll probably take you up on your offer. Glad to be here tonight. I'm a geek. Are there any geeks in the house? Let's hear it from the geeks. Yes, yes. You know you're a geek if somebody tells you they just dropped acid and you run and get the sodium bicarbonate to clean it up. The rest of you be nice to your geek, because someday your computer is going to break down. And when that happens, a geek is going to know all your secrets. Sir, right there, what's your name? Right there. Mark. Mark. I recently fixed Mark's computer. I found out that Mark has surfed so much porn that Phoenix Online University has notified Mark that he is 8 credit hours away from getting a degree in gynecology. And broken glasses. With a minor in Asian studies, so way to go, Mark. Yes, awesome. Like most geeks, I collect things, but I collect something unusual. I collect Monopoly games. Not the regular ones, the ones where they change the theme around. Like I just got a hold of Jehovah's Witnessopoly. Oh yeah, you land land on someone's property, they run and hide. Big seller down where I come from, Redneckopoly, where the chance cards are lottery scratch-off tickets. Railroads have been replaced with Daytona, Talladega, Pocono, and Charlotte. The community chest is named Betty Sue. Low-rent properties called Lansing. Player pieces include a mullet without a head, a race car with a meth lab in the trunk, and a pickup truck with a trailer hitch that has a chrome ball sack. You've been to Lansing, you've seen them, right? How do people buy these things? What's that transaction like? Hi, welcome to Walmart. What can I help you find? Ball sacks. Big or little? Big. Do I look like a Penn State coach? Come on now. You know, when that scandal broke, every Catholic priest in the country went, shoo, the heat is off. Except for the old ones. They said in Latin, que lor est off. Anyway, what did they do then? They take down the statue of Joe Paterno, they wrap it in a tarp, they put it in a secure location. A secure location that is until one day somebody forgets to pay the rent. Then we got a new Storage Wars episode where Brandy's bitch slapping Jared because she said the cap was $800, but Dave kept going, yep, yep. And Jared spent $2,700 on the cover-up unit. Meanwhile, Barry Weiss is all upset because he didn't get any pedophilia memorabilia. No. All he got was Jarts, the family fun game of lawn darts and human impalement, and Daryl left without a locker. Good, you got cable. That's great. So you change the channel, and it's American Chopper. And for the first time, you're just drunk enough to realize that Paul Tuttle Sr. looks like the illegitimate love child of Hulk Hogan and the Lorax. Because the seed doesn't fall far from the truffula tree. And then you change the channel. It's that commercial that drives me crazy because, Mom, Kool-Aid has 1/3 less sugar than soda pop. No, 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 not if you make it right. Water, Kool-Aid, add sugar till it stops dissolving. Not sweet enough, boil the water. All right, that was a super saturation joke. If you laughed at that super saturation joke and you saw someone not laughing, explain it to the homeschooler. I do chemistry jokes in West Virginia, I get nothing. I'm like, doesn't anybody remember chemistry class? They're like, no. I say, see? That's why your meth labs keep blowing up. And they changed everything. Now you can't go to the drugstore and get the good cold medicine. Now you gotta go, it's all under lock and key. You gotta go to the pharmacist and give him your driver's license. He does a background check. How did we lose our rights to free and open air passages? I mean, if we would have been half as organized as the gun rights people, we wouldn't have been occupying Wall Street. We would have been occupying Walmart, picketing up and down in front of the pharmacy. Hell no, we can't blow. Give me decongestants or give me sick leave. Antihistamines don't make meth labs, people do. The only thing that can stop a crazy man armed with a rhinovirus is a good man armed with diphenhydramine HCl. They can take my inhaler when they pry it from my cold, dead hands. Because you don't mess around with medicine, right? You do what the doctor says, unless you're my wife. My wife, the doctor told her she's got to wear one of those CPAP machines. You know what this is? Mask and a hose. It helps you breathe at night. But she wouldn't wear it. I said, what? You trying to be a typical woman? You think it makes your ass look big? She says, no. She says, no, it's just not cool. And here I am thinking, she thinks the last 15 years were cool when she was snoring so loud that the drywall screws were falling out of the ceiling in our neighbor's house.
I was dating this woman, had a couple dates with her. Things were going good. We had the sex. It was pretty good. And I found out last week, though, she's in a relationship with someone else. It's on Facebook. said, "Oh, it's a horrible way to find out that like you're not in just having a relationship with someone else." So I got back at her. I checked into an STD clinic and tagged her on it. So this rash is not going away. Need a good salve. Good salve. A lot of homeless people are hanging out on the exit and on-ramps. And I saw a real young kid the other day. He couldn't have even have been 25. I'm sure he was younger than that. And he had a sign out that said, "Need money to pay for college." Except he spelled college C-O-L-L-A-G-E. I'm like, fuck, this guy's going to a real shitty college. Or maybe he really likes arts and crafts a whole lot, because he spelled collage. I need some glitter. Big art prize project.
Kidding. My mom's a wonderful lady, and she makes me want to be a better person. So the other day she says, sometimes, you know, you just seem a little angry. You just seem a little angry and just pissed off at the world. She didn't say pissed off, of course. And I said, okay, Mom, for you, I'll go to anger management. And I did. Now they teach you all sorts of stupid techniques. They teach you like the wall. They teach you like breathing and sound aversion. So I went into my work the other day and my boss was pissing me off, everybody. And I wanted to punch him in his fucking stupid face. But I didn't. I remembered one of the techniques that they taught me. First one that popped in my head was the pigeon. Because they always got stupid fucking names. So I went out of his office and I did this, folks. I need you guys to do this with me. It's a group thing. You take a deep breath. And then you move like this and you go, whoo, whoo, whoo. It's all about the sound aversion. Whoo. Remember, it's the pigeons. Whoo. So then I waited till he washed his car and I went and took a fucking shit on the hood. Made me feel way better. Don't act like you haven't wanted to take a shit on your boss's hood. Come on. I promise you do it, it'll make you have a great fucking day. I got a flat tire. So what? I shit on my boss's hood. Life's not that bad.
I just ended things with a girl recently. I didn't want to. I'm very picky when it comes to the women that I date. And I break up with girls for weird reasons. And this one, I don't think it was that weird. Everyone tells me it was a weird reason, but I don't think it was that weird. You be the judge. You guys know how it's kind of weird, like if you're seeing a girl that's got the same name as your like your mom or your sister, you know, that can be kind of weird. Or like if you're a girl, you're dating a guy that's got the same name as your dad or your brother, that can be weird. This is a little different. This girl had the same name as my dog. And to me that's weird because I love my dog a lot, but there's a different relationship. A man and his dog, that's man's best friend, you know. And it was just weird. So they did have a few things in common. It's really hard to get my dog to come, and we had a similar situation. My dog loves balls in her mouth, but this girl just wasn't having it, so put on the leash, put on the leash. I've never gotten back with an ex though. Like a lot of people get back with their exes and I just don't understand that. Like I've done something similar. I did go back to a restaurant that gave me indigestion, so I guess that's the same thing. So he won't hurt me like he did last time, I know it. Day later you're like, God damn it, I shouldn't have gone back. Just on the toilet crying. I do think there's a double standard though when it comes to sexual fantasies with men and women though. The girl that I was seeing, she was always very hypocritical because I like to watch porn, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that it can open new horizons in a relationship. But that's going to give you a negative impact on what sex means to a girl. I think it's so degrading to women. Meanwhile, this bitch is reading Cosmo, the 100 best sex tips, and it's like lay him down with rose petals and candles, and then smash his balls with a hammer. Stick your finger up there, he'll love it. Don't worry about it. Tell him you killed his parents, it'll give him a raging boner.
Stupid.
It's not stupid, it's true. Read a Cosmo, I'm telling you. My mom was very protective of me growing up, and she never let me play like cool video games. The big game when I was growing up was Grand Theft Auto. That was the hot game. Everybody was talking about it. People tried to ban it from stores in Congress. That's how big of a deal it was. And so she let me play Mario instead. She said, play that, that'll be fine. And I hate to break it to her, but Mario was still a bad influence because 10 years later I was saving up coins and buying mushrooms, so. Take a couple of those, here we go! 5 hours later, oh shit guys, a dragon just stole my girlfriend and took him to a castle. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What's going on? Alright guys, Derek's in the bathroom. He's trying to go down the toilet. What are you doing, Derek? If I go down this pipe, there's a whole bunch of coins. I'll be rich. Alright, Derek just stole my car. He's throwing bananas out the window. He says he's got to win the race. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He says he's going to Rainbow Road. He says it's really tough. It's for the 90s kids. Speaking of the 90s, I was watching Netflix the other night, and I watched Magic School Bus. You guys remember that show, Magic School Bus? For those of you who don't know, Magic School Bus is a children's program from the 90s that would teach kids about different things in science and life, all sorts of things. But the premise of the show, there's this teacher in a class, and she had a magic school bus. And the school bus could turn into a ship, into a plane, into a spaceship. It could take the kids anywhere they wanted to go. And as a kid, I was so jealous. I wanted to be in this class because I wanted to go to space. I wanted to, go, down under the sea and stuff. But as an adult, I'm just pissed off at how irresponsible this teacher is with people's kids. Think about it. She's taking kids to outer fucking space, not even a permission slip from the parents. She's always like, put your seatbelts on, kids. Oh, great. Glad you're thinking of safety when you're taking us inside an active volcano, Miss Frizzle. That's great. I don't need a seatbelt. I need to get out of here. This is the worst class ever. I hate it. There's one episode where they go inside one of the students to learn about the digestive system. I'm not even kidding you. Okay? And I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, I know how this goes down. When you eat food, there's only one way out. So in my mind, I'm like, this kid's gonna shit out his 4th grade class. This is about to happen. They're in the small intestine. Things are getting real serious. I'm really I'm concerned. And the teacher's just like a maniac. They're like, what are we gonna do? Well, there's only one way out, kids. What are you talking about? You have 4th grade kids and you're gonna take them out their kids' anus. That's ridiculous. That's gonna be an awkward recess. That kid's gonna be in therapy next year, and they're gonna be like, oh, my dad touches me. Yeah, well, I shit out my 4th grade class, so you got it pretty easy. And they made a TV show about it, so we've all got problems.